Hello guys, welcome to the Thursday forecast. So here we have the euro and the US dollar, and I do actually like this price action. So let me see what I can see. First we had this upper liquidity area above the range. Of course we were heavily range bound as I was speaking for the past 2 weeks, and this upper liquidity area did form. So this is actually an area where people keep their stops, the sellers that are selling the range, so they are playing this range and keeping their stops above the range. And then what happened? Well, we had an ascending into the upper liquidity area, which is something I do regularly forecast. As you can see right here, we had this ascending structure. So this was very high probability to reverse to the downside, since stops have been taken out, and then taken out once again. And we were just leaving wicks to the upside, which is another really good sign. So this was very high probability to reverse to the downside, and we did break with some momentum and got a clean close, but I never got the opportunity to get tagged in, so my order was at the inside bar, which is right here, and it never got to the inside bar, so this was didn't tag me in. And then we pulled back a bit and then continued with this really nice momentum. Got a clean close, which means almost no wick. So this is now really good to actually start trending down. As we can see here, we had one push, we had a small pullback and almost no momentum shift. We had a continuation, clean close, a huge candle, so a really good sign. But for me personally, I don't have a pending short order at this level, because for it to tag me in, it really needs to go far. So I think it's around 30 pips or something. Yeah, so 33 pips, which is just too much for me on this pair. So this would then signal a momentum shift. So I don't have a pending short order, but I am looking for some possibilities for maybe to ascend to my entry point, something like this. Or maybe we get some sort of a flag. So I am looking for opportunities to enter short at this point for a break and retest trade, or maybe for a flag trade. I am also looking for a pullback, a nice push, and then a nice flag, or a pullback, a nice push, and then a break and retest trade. So both of those would be very high probability when looking at the prior price action, as I just explained earlier. If we do start to descend, I will look for that to reversal to the upside, of course. And if we start to ascend, then that would be a large warning sign, since when we do see a descending structure into an ascending structure, it usually signals further ranging price action. But if we get a nice reversal, I am considering taking a trade. So if we get this sort of a V reversal, something like this, and then a range and then a push up, then I'm looking for a continuation to the upside, so something like this. This is a really high probability pattern where we get the V, we get the range, and then we continue trending to the upside. That's about it for this pair. As I said, currently definitely looking for a trade, but I want to see how we reach the most recent low, which would be my entry level. So staying a bit patient, but I do like this price action. The euro and the Japanese yen has not done anything, so it's still stuck in the range. So same thing that I forecast for the past few days. I'm searching for a large impulse up and then a flag, or I'm searching for an ascending structure and then a reversal to the downside, and same thing to the downside. So I'm searching for a large push down and then a nice flag, or I am searching for a descending structure like this, reversal to the upside, and then a nice flag to go long. Let's move on to the Aussie and US dollar. So what I saw right here is that we also formed a really good setup. So let me just zoom it out a bit. We did also kind of had a liquidity area right here, but the price did shoot up above it, so it is not such a high probability setup as it is on the euro and the US dollar. And there was an opportunity to enter on a trade right here, so let me take this back for me to go over this one. So at this point I was looking for a long trade, so for it to tag me in something like this, because I was seeing the price to start to trend to the upside. And then we got this candle, so we got the wick and we got an aggressive retrace. When I see a wick and aggressive retrace, it's a no trade for me, so I stayed out of this one, but it did actually work out. So some people would get tagged in on this inside bar with this candle, and then it continued to the upside. So this was a very high percentage trade, but as I said, didn't fit my plan, because usually when we get the wick and this aggressive retrace, it tends to reverse. So that's why I stayed out of this one. And then right here, so let me just check, the low is 114. Yeah, I wouldn't get tagged in on this one. So let me also take this back. At this point I was seeing a small ascending at the top. Right here I was seeing this ascending structure, and we then started to move to the downside. We got a clean close, but then after that, so at this point I was not looking for any trade because this ascending was just not defined. When I look at an ascending, I want to see at least a couple of breaks for it to be defined. And this is just one break and retrace, so this is not enough for me personally, especially after the large move like this. So at this point I was sitting on my hands waiting for the break of the low. I was seeing the price start to reverse, but then we got a huge wick. Then we paused for a bit and we continued to the downside, got a clean close on this candle. And at this point I was looking for the price to tag me in something like this, but I was not tagged into this one. It would actually also fit my plan. I wouldn't consider it as an aggressive retrace, but it is more valid than high probability, I have to say. But I was ready to take the trade because I was starting to see a nice trend start to the downside. As you can see, there is almost no momentum shift in this pullback. So I was looking to enter on a short, but this candle did not tag me in, so it didn't reach the inside bar level and I wasn't tagged into it. And now currently I am expecting for this to move further down, so if we get a nice close, I'm looking for that. I'm not looking for it to tap me in and go because it's then too far. I am looking for sort of an ascending to the entry point. I would like to see that one because we are now really starting to trend to the downside. As you know, the Aussie and the US dollar does trend correctively, so I am looking for that sort of a setup and looking to see if we maybe start to trend. Then I'm looking for a nice flag, or if we get a pullback and then a break and retest trade, I'm also looking for that one. What I'm not looking for is if we get sort of a V and then a range, then I would wait for the price to continue up and consider taking a flag. If we do start to ascend something like this, I'm looking for a reversal, of course. Or if we start to descend at the bottom of this impulse, then I'm looking for a reversal to the upside. And that's about it. So this pair and the euro and the US dollar are both interesting to me, and I'm looking for a short trade on both of those pairs. So now for the Aussie and the Japanese yen, looks like we did break the low and are now forming this sort of a wick. So let me move the lines. Move the lines a bit. Okay, so this is it. For this pair, I actually saw nothing, so there wasn't really any good price action. We did get an okay move right here, but before it we got this huge wick, which is a large warning sign, and then we broke the high with a huge wick, retraced, broke the low, got a wick, retraced. So I was not looking for any reversal trade since it was just one break of the high and retrace. So this was not enough of an ascending. As I said, when I want to look at a reversal, I want to see a clearly defined ascending and then a nice reversal to the downside. So this was just not enough for me, and we got huge wick to the upside, large wick to the downside, and this let's say, aggressive retrace. So this one just did not fit my plan. It did not have any potential for me personally, and it wasn't even on my radar. So then we broke the low, and we are also currently looking like we're going to retrace. What I can forecast at this point is that we will get more of a range. Why? Well, because we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced. So usually signaling to us a larger range. If we do start to descend, I will look for a reversal to the upside, like this. If we start to ascend, then that is signaling to me more of a range, as I just forecasted. When we get a descending into an ascending, it usually signals more of that sort of crappy, not conducive price action. I am looking for a large push down and then a flag. I'm always looking for that sort of a setup, so not really a need to forecast it, but still. And a large push up and then a flag. And yeah, that's about it. Currently not seeing anything. I want to see a nice push down or a nice push up, and this is just signaling to me a range. So that is it for the forecast. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's see if we will get some nice moves on the dollar pairs. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the forecast and have a great day.